Muted the mic.
It's a fraction of the price. And for just as fake of food. Just saying. Just throwing it out there just in case you needed to hear it. I get it though. It does taste good. A little ravioli. I get it. Call me a Papa Ravioli, Papa Pepperoni. No. $300. Okay, so in 2024, the average monthly grocery bill for a single person in the United States is $418 a month. However, this number can vary depending on factors such as age, gender, and personal eating habits. Real quick, I gotta call my lady. My girl does all the shopping for us. But before me and her were together and I lived alone, I spent on average around $1,000 a month on food. But I eat like really good food, and that was me going out as a single dude. So like I would go eat out once a day. You know what I mean? So that's including that. So I had a pretty high budget, and I also like wasn't buying cheap stuff. But I'm just curious because she does all the shopping. I like never spend money on food anymore.
Hello?
Hey, Sugar Tits.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, real quick, off the top of your head, I'm filming a video. For both of us, what's our monthly grocery bill?
1,600 easily.
1,600?
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, we buy organic and...
Okay, well,
That is what I've figured out too. Like if you want to buy healthy food, you pretty much go to whatever aisle that food that you're looking for is in. You find the most expensive one, and usually that's going to be the cleanest, like best source product. And that's just how it works.
Is our glass bottle bougie water, so...
Yeah, I do love my glass bottle of bougie water. Okay, I love you. I'm going to get back to work here so we can make money for the groceries.
Okay, honey, well, I'm leaving the grocery store and I'm going to be home soon. I'm going to need your help, so...
Oh, I'm getting pissed. All right, I love you.
Love you. Bye.
Oh, so that's about $800 a person on my end. But to be fair, though, it's worth it. I'm not going to be eating raviolis. I mean, I will. I don't want to say I never eat raviolis. But anyways, we got to get back to making us money, baby. I got to put in some overtime. But anyways, here are some tips for saving money on groceries. Cook more meals at home. We cook all of our meals at home. Chop your own ingredients. Grow a garden. Don't eat. Shop at farmers markets.
That is one thing. They got pre-chopped vegetables at my grocery store, and it is like $7, $8 for it.
It's avoid buying in bulk. When did that ever happen? Anyways, let's keep this thing moving. $1,600 a month. Classic. Okay. Food prices could jump 5% in 2025. I love when they say like 5%, 3%. I'm like, dude, shit's doubled in 4 years. Like, come on, let's get some more realistic numbers here.
A family of 4 could be paying up to $800 more at the cash register next year if
It's like I just buying heads of lettuce. What was that?
food inflation hits the highest point in 2025. That's according to the latest annual report on food prices in Canada.
It highlights several food categories, and I think the ones that are striking are meat and restaurant meals.
Yeah, my buddy Zach's in Canada, and he sent me a snap the other day. A 2.5-pound chicken tenderloin, or not chicken tenderloin, beef tenderloin was $185.
Restaurant meals, they are super expensive. Let's cut in real quick. That this guy goes, why are sit-down chain restaurants struggling?
Why are sit-down chain restaurants struggling? Could it be that the food is bad and they're weirdly expensive and that eating in one makes you super unhappy?
So
He's got a point, dude. I can't tell you the last time I've been to a fucking Chili's. I actually had a friend be like, let's go to, what was it?
We take my grandma to Chili's.
Applebee's. And I have no shade against Applebee's, but I'm like, dude, I'm so past the point of eating like just shit like that. Well, maybe I'm spoiled. I got a, what do they call it? I got a bad bitch at home that's like a wizard in the kitchen. So like, I don't know what her thing is with the kitchen. She like, everything tastes so great. But she does this thing where she's like flinging sauce everywhere. She gets shit everywhere. And her excuse is that when she throws stuff everywhere and sauce is on the wall, it makes the food taste better. You guys let me know if you deal with that at home. But yeah, I mean, anyway, this one's rich. This economy's messed up. This is like a sit-down restaurant.
I just paid for this pizza. Look, check it out. Oh,
It's pretty decent looking slices off.
cold, $7. $7 freaking bucks.
It looks like a good slice, though.
Yeah.
And then when I sign, you know, you put in the credit card, it gives you the receipt. The cashier is looking because it says total, and then it says tip. I signed it, dude. I ain't leaving no tip. Here's a tip. Don't charge $7 for a pizza and you might get a freaking tip. Look at this. Shout out.
Really good.
No, I mean, I do get it, though. It is pricey. Like, me and my chick, we might go out once a month to get dinner. And I guess we're just bougie. We do make good money, though. Like, if I was making less money, then we'd buy less shit, less groceries. But there's one thing in life I do ball out on. It's food. Like, that's what I spend money on. I don't have car payment. A lot of my shit's paid off. So I'm able to spend extra on food. But, like, dude, look at this shit. $7 for a pre-made sandwich. Who's eating this stuff?
All for like
Ham and cheese wrap. 7 buns.
an
Goodness
overpriced
gracious.
pre-made sandwich, but like this is offensive. Look how small that is. I imagine that probably costs like $1 to make, if that. That's crazy. I can't even justify it. I love to blow some money, but I can't even justify that.
I mean, honestly, I don't know who's eating this stuff in these gas stations. Like, people have to be eating it because when I go in there, they have those pre-made sandwiches. And even at, like, Publix or grocery store, Kroger, wherever you shop, they got these pre-made things, and it's like, it's a ripoff. And I don't even know who's eating that. Like, is it even good? It looks like shit. It looks fake. I don't like it. I'm not here to harp on, like, fake food, which I'm going to.
So that's the ones, like, if you can't see the people making the food, you probably don't want to buy the pre-made meals. But where I go, like, there's like a sushi guy, then there's like the deli counter, and then there's the beef counter, and they all have like pre-made meals and stuff like that. But it is kind of pricier. Like, I just got 12 pieces of sushi and it was like 11.38, I think. And of course, it did come with like the plastic container, and that'd probably be cheaper than if I went to a sushi restaurant. It was pretty good too. I got the crab one.
Of you need to hear it, because I don't feel bad for people who have huge grocery bills, and like in their grocery is just a bunch of like fake shit food that you don't need. Does that make sense? Like, if you're really struggling with money that hard, like, the last thing you need to be doing is buying fake food. You just need like the essentials. I'm not here to preach. I'm just saying, like, you see some of these like these people with these grocery hauls, and it's just a bunch of shit. It's just a bunch of crap you don't need. It's garbage. I'd rather not eat. Anyways, let's pivot a little bit. I had a couple DMs.
It's addicting though too. If you eat that trash food all the time, your body's gonna crave it. But like, you'd be surprised if you go 1 or 2 days without it, you're not really craving it anymore.
From on Instagram, people in the restaurant business, and this cat was talking about how he doesn't know how these restaurants are surviving. He's been in the business forever. I'm not going to read it all, but he was like, unless you're charging $25 for a cocktail and the average table being $300, he's like, a lot of these places are gonna, like, how are they even in business? All right, let's go to the next person. Now, this is from the server side of it, and if the grocery store is expensive, if it's expensive to cook at home, then it's definitely expensive to go to a restaurant. For certain, especially if you get a cocktail. Forget it. I don't really drink, but dude, take a chick out to eat. Half your bill, $60 is drinks. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, get sober. Come on, tighten the fuck up. No offense, I'm just saying, like, it's a bit much. But this chick's been a waiter for a long time.
That's how it is here too. You go downtown, it's like $13 for a drink, 8 ounces to rip off.
Bartender. And she was talking about how, you would think with prices going up, and you know the old saying, it's like, just make more money. Just make more money. I agree with that. Try and make more money. It's possible. You can do it. But you would think that servers and bartenders would be making more. They're actually not. I used to be a waiter and a bartender, and 10 years ago, when I was serving, making 40 grand a year, those same servers at that same restaurant, they're still making 40 grand a year 10 years later, although the prices have gone substantially up. Right? Kind of sounds like other businesses where it's like all the prices are going up, but I'm still only getting paid $15 an hour.
They're probably making even less now, because if people are having to pay more for the food, even though technically if your tab is higher, you're supposed to tip more. But if they don't got money to pay for the extra cost of the food, then they're not going to tip you anything.
It really doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. It's kind of crazy. I know that doesn't make sense because it doesn't make sense. Beautiful world. Anyways.
And vegetables.
Researchers predict grocery prices are expected to rise between 3 and 5%, with staples like meat and vegetables seeing the biggest price jumps.
Meat and veggies, that's what's doing it. It's like 3 to 5%. I love that one, though. I love that. 3 to 5%. Come on, dude. It's gone up way more than that. But they're saying it's going to keep going.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like 3 to 5% of what? Like 5% of what number? Like what number are they increasing? What is the margin? There is no established margin.
The party's not going to stop, baby. Anyways, box of cereal costs $6. She's pissed.
Fucking box of cereal costs $6. Look at this, $6 for a box of cereal. Who can afford this shit? $6 for a fucking box of cereal? They used to be $2 when I was a kid. I'm either getting old or this world is getting expensive.
Climate change circumstance.
It's getting expensive.
Like droughts and all is going to affect the supplies available. And in addition, we've got all these geopolitical issues going on, whether it's...
This is fucking crazy.
That's it. Climate change, geopolitical issues, and Cheerios. It's fucking up the market. Honestly, though, people need to hear it. Don't buy the cereal. It's literally crap.
Yes, don't buy cereal. It is grain and sugar.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. For $6, well, just get the Cheerios because everything else is just as expensive. Anyways, food prices are through the roof. Are you serious?
Crazy. Before I leave Publix, I gotta show y'all these prices. This is for a case of sodas. This used to be $3 to $4. This is $9.
I do agree. Soda has gone up, and as an avid soda drinker myself, I will only I used to be a strictly Coca-Cola guy, only Coca-Cola. But sometimes it's not on sale, and that Pepsi is on sale. I'm getting the Pepsi. That's how it goes.
29.
Yeah, he's actually not tripping. A 12-pack used to be $4. Hands down, for sure. I used to have a soda addiction. And I'm going to say it. It's crap. Just like the Cheerios. It's crap. Don't buy it. You don't need it.
$9 for a case of sodas. Look at this. For a case of root beer, it's $11.49.
Crap.
A carton of eggs is $11.39. Come on with these prices, bro.
That was like the fancy schmancy panty brand, though. What was that?
Carton.
What is this? Vital Farms. Come on, get the freaking
eggs.
It's a grocery market brand eggs. Get the 18-pack.
$11.39. Come on with these prices, bro. For a bag of barbecue Lays.
I do like armed security.
All right, the eggs. Buy the eggs. Get the eggs. Put down the chips.
$4.99.
The war in Ukraine, or whether it's Trump proposing at least to put on...
Plus YouTube and selling shoes and stuff like that.
High tariffs.
He says beef for...
Why are Cheerios so high? War on Ukraine. Raise the prices of Fritos. Politics,
For example, has already gone up at least 10% in stores, and for certain cuts, that hike is even larger.
10% from what number, though? That's like one thing I hate about this. It's 3 to 5%. 10% of what number?
Everything's too expensive, and rent's going up, and everything else too. So it's not sustainable. I don't know how people can do it. I live on my own, and I can barely deal with it. I can't imagine what a family has to deal with.
Don't know what we're gonna do. I have no idea what people are gonna do.
We're gonna quit buying hair dye
to try and live and pay rent and eat.
It is.
Yeah, that can be a good thing, though. My stepdad drove trucks for a long time.
It's kind of fucked up, though. I don't want to downplay it.
It's a good gig. Especially if you're down to work, dude, you can make hella money doing that. Plus, if you live at the truck or if you got the truck from your company, oh, yeah, dude, making good money.
I'm not trying to make light of this. I'm spending a substantial amount of money every month on food. it's a bit much. And we eat like really well. Like we're not eating ballpark franks.
Hey, I ain't got nothing against some ballpark franks. I love, slap them on the grill.
I'm good.
Chicken tenderloins, that's what I get.
And we eat like
Hang on, let me
really
run that
well.
back.
Like we're not eating ballpark franks.
So like that pack at my grocery store, the 2-pound pack, usually 10 bones.
I'm good. Okay. But something that is totally unnecessarily and frivolous spending is everybody that bought a shirt, the RLP Classic. I got the link below. I got your order shipping out. Thank you guys so much. I know they're not edible. So if you are somebody like this, buying a shirt or buying other things isn't as important as food. So I will say that though, like if there's one thing I'm going to ball out on, it's food. All right. And if I'm making extra, yeah, man, I like to have a cool jacket. I like to have cool things, but definitely food's number one for me. Anyways, this one's rich.
909. Yeah,
Speaking
that's
about buying things you don't.
Or does that say 2 pounds?
Need. Pay attention to this one.
Tell me how this cost me over $500 in 2024.
He's got the big Lego, the big Lego castle. I just thought that was funny. But hey, that's a metaphor though, for like when you are grocery shopping or you are shopping, we're all guilty of buying some bullshit we don't need. Just saying. And it's fun. I like to spend money. I get it.
Inflation is crazy.
It's $5 for a bag of chips. It used to be $2.
Put that shit down,
this
dude.
Is insane. This is $10.
It's crap.
For a case of Gatorade. It's crazy, man. What happened to our country in just 4 years?
What happened to our country? I do buy Gatorade Zero sometimes. I got one right here, actually. It's a refilled bottle because I'm frugal like that. But sometimes they got them on sale for like 79 cents. Like, I'm copping some of those. Orange flavor is my favorite one.
What happened? Just 4.
You know what's funny, though?
Spices, too. Spices have gone up a lot.
Herbs and spices, different story. But, like, the Gatorade and the soda and all that stuff, it's like, just stop buying it. What's that saying? Vote with your wallet. Guys, what is it? Anybody in here know? Just stop buying it. You don't need it. It's literally shit. Anyways, this herbs and spices. All my ladies home with the expensive groceries.
4 years ago, all of these were $1. Now we're at $3.59.
It's a lot of choices to have to compromise.
Everyone has to eat, everyone has to put some food on their plate, and there needs to be some strict measures for affordable groceries.
I'm in the middle of filming. I'll come help in a moment.
Or affordable food for everyone.
Bakery items and dairy are also forecasted to increase in cost by 2 to 4%.
I always think of dairy as being an important staple for your health and particularly for kids. And that, again, it's worrying to think about kids and family and people on limited incomes.
The report
Cheese is good. I do get it, but I'm pretty positive modern day milk is really bad for you. I could be tripping. It's just something I heard on the internet.
Comes as
I've kind of been on the fence about that too, because I feel like when I eat a bunch of dairy, my skin gets like super bad. Let me see real quick. Let's see what we can find here. 2021. Experts say you shouldn't stop drinking it. That's how they get you. Yeah, this is like, yeah, it says that it's nutritious, but 90% of Americans don't get enough dairy. Let's do, because he said, but like every milk you buy at the store is pasteurized milk. So this is from January of this year. Pasteurization is a heating process carried out primarily to kill harmful pathogens. However, a common concern is that the process might also impact the vitamins and minerals that are naturally present in raw milk. Okay, that's all the blah, 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 blah. So I mean, 10 to 20%. And I assume that's like an average, you know. So it's not bad for you, but it's also like, where the hell do you get raw milk in 2024? You know what I mean? You don't. Like, you really don't.
Food banks
Plus,
continue
if you drink raw milk, then you run the risk of the bacteria.
to see an uptick in demand. In March, food banks in BC saw a record-breaking 225,000 visits in a single month and says the need has more than doubled over the past 5 years.
That does make sense about the food banks thing. There's a food bank right by my house, and that line, it's like every week or two, it's fucking huge, dude. And everyone's got a car. It's not like people are just walking to it. You know, now that would be bizarre. The moment you see people walking to the food bank, and it's just a line of people, no cars, they're just all on bicycles, then we've got an issue. That's when it's like, all right, what's going on here? They all have cars. That's the craziest part, these food banks. And when they said it doubled, that makes sense. It doubled in the last 5 years. That's because the prices of everything have doubled. This is awesome. There's basic math. You gotta love it. And I'm not trying to make light here. I'm really not. I don't want to point the finger at you, but you need to make more money and put the chips down.
And while the latest numbers may be
Put the chips down.
hard to digest for some, Baruchello says consumers should take it with a grain of salt after the cost of food for this year came in on the lower end of its estimates.
I don't know what Joe Biden has done to our country and Congress in the last 4 years, but we need a clean sweep. We need to redo our Congress, our Senate, our House of Representatives, because these people aren't favoring the people in our country. They're looking out for themselves. They're investing in stocks that favor their stocks. They're fattening the pockets of themselves and their own families. They don't care about the people. So come November, let's make this right.
They're fattening their pockets, and they're fattening Americans with fake food. Sponsored by Frito-Lay. Not to make light. Look, the moral of the story is I don't think prices are going down. They're going up 5%. That's it. I'm just kidding. Who knows? What if it doubles again? I think the only thing we can really do is, like, who's still buying this shit? That's what I want to know. Like, I'm not buying sodas. Like, I'm not buying Fritos and Pringles and ravioli. See what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the only way around it is just don't buy this shit. Everything that this gentleman pointed out in the store was all crap. Like, if you're going to spend the money, you know, when I told you me and my girl's grocery bill, that's on quality shit. It's on vegetables, meats, eggs, water. Not in the plastic, the good water. It's like $2 a bottle, the Italian shit. Okay, glass bottle, pretty big. I'd rather spend $2 on that good water than $9 on a case of root beer. I'm not saying don't have fun, eat pizza. Yeah, of course, once in a while you gotta ball out a little bit. Buy a fake, fake sandwich for $7 or. Anyways, you guys leave your thoughts. Let's do a fun game. Leave your leave your monthly grocery bill down below, and let's see who's got the craziest one. Because right now, between me and my lady, I think we got you beat. Anyways, solid talk, and
Probably
it's just funny.
so.
It's just,
If they're just buying straight organic, let's check out some of the comments. So usually, depending on what I have, it's usually $50 every 3 to 4 days. So let's say here, we'll do some numbers real quick. So say there's 30 days in the month. I go every 4 days, 7.5 times 50. Dang. I'm spending like 350 bones on groceries a month. Pretty much people ripping the people that don't know. Cart full of seed oils, corn syrup, and artificial. Yeah, pretty much people just talking about other people's poor choices at the grocery store. Which is just something to be, be conscious of. If you weren't before this second, now you are. Get you some ground beef, chicken, eggs, yeah. Skip the yogurt. $275 a month is pretty good. He must be getting his meat pretty cheap because the majority of that is mine. But I also did just get some 15 or some 85-15 ground beef on sale yesterday for $4 a pound. So I bought 5 pounds of it. It's like, hell yeah. $1,600 for 2 people is a bit ridiculous. He is in Florida. I just stopped organic and it was only $600 a month for 2 adults. I cook from scratch. I think that it is the booze they are buying. Just joking. Now my bill is $300 to $400 a month with lunches and breakfast packs too. Caviar has gone up. 6 cans of Pringles for 4 people will be out in a week. Yikes. That's going to explode your hearts. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Let's flip back here. I think we just watched that one. All right. This
the
one's from a couple days
rhinoceros's
ago.
hypothesis.
All right. This one should be pretty good too.
Was preposterous. Preposterous. All right. Buckle up. We sound good. So we're going down a rabbit hole today, and we're going to have some fun. This one, we're going to start this party off with POV. It's 6 a.m. on the train, and you realize the Matrix is real. Everyone's just staring at their phones, just like autopilot.
And the guy who filmed it's on his phone, too.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I kind of like that you have to drive everywhere here. And you have your own car, your own little, bit of freedom. But also being able to commute everywhere without having a car would be kind of cool. I don't know. Obviously, that lifestyle works because people do it, but it's just something I've never had to experience because I've never lived in an area like that.
Yeah, so basically today we're talking...
Let me know if you ride the subway to work.
Well, people are kind of waking up. They're snapping out of it, okay? They're seeing through the society. What's going on? What's real? What's not? But to be fair, before we really get this party started... One, I got my homie Nate with us. We're going to have a good time.
What's up, guys?
And let's just be honest. It's 6 a.m. and you have to ride a train to work probably. I don't really expect people to just be like holding hands and singing and like, playing Duck Duck Goose with each other, like, playing a flute or something.
Yeah.
Just to be kind of fair.
Here, it's 6
Singing Kumbaya together.
a.m., Jack. Ask me how my day's going.
How's your day, Nate?
Oh, it hasn't started yet. Shut the fuck up.
All right. Well, speaking of starting, let's get this video cooking. This chick goes, "We're living in a fake world." All right. Let's go down the rabbit hole.
What happened 4 years ago was bad.
What's this dude doing down here on the bottom? Who's this guy? What are you doing?
Fucking buckle up. And I'm not saying this to try to scare you, but I know you feel within your soul that something's going on, and that's because it is. And maybe you don't believe in it, you can't explain it, but I know life feels off. I know you feel off because the world we live in was not designed for us. It was like systematically placed there to enslave our consciousness, and I fucking wish I was making this up. But there's something happening that is unfolding, and the world we once knew will never come back. Vibrationally, the planet is moving too fast. Our consciousness is shifting too fast. I don't know what the next months...
Say consciousness one more time, please. I beg you.
of reality are going to look like, but I know that shit is going to hit the fan. It is just a matter of time.
Why do we? Dang it. Boy, schizophrenic meltdown going down right there.
Wow, man.
Okay, let's real quick, dude.
Now,
Now,
she's like, first of all, she's just like, hey, don't be scared. And then she just drops this laundry list of terrifying
she was
shit.
freaking me out. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm petrified.
She was, I was vibrating. Now, to be fair, like, she's kind of not tripping if you kind of use the Matrix analogy, like our consciousness. I feel as if this right here, the fact that you're watching this probably on your phone and we could access people like this, and throughout this whole video of people waking up, snapping out of it, quote unquote, if you don't look at this ever and you don't watch this and you just go outside, depending on where you live, it's pretty normal. Nothing's really crazy's going on.
Yeah, we were just.
Yeah, after working in the different environments that I've worked in, that is one thing that most people take for granted, is having like a somewhat organized society. Like, yeah, there's always going to be crime. There's always going to be news headlines, but like, you know, you can get in your car without having to look over your shoulder. You can go to the post office without having to worry about getting stabbed. Like, you know, just kind of.
Just at Guitar Center and everything was fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I was outside. It was the grass. There was birds.
Yeah, Guitar Center is always chill. Always have a good time at Guitar Center.
I saw a dog. You know, it's fine.
Saw a guy with a ponytail at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
Everything is normal.
Yeah. Things are chill. But I do get what she's saying though about kind of things do feel a little off.
It's probably amplified if you're in the big cities.
But at the same time, it's kind of like women. I'm just anyways, you guys leave your thoughts on that one. Let's keep it moving.
Why do we pay for land when it already exists on the planet for free?
It should be free, right?
Like, how can someone?
Why do we breathe air?
Claim ownership of rock that naturally occurred on this planet.
They're all like, what?
What the hell?
What?
It's so weird too because
that's a basic one though. That's kind of like when I was 12. All right, maybe not 12, but when I was like 17. You know, I feel like a lot of people maybe not though. I feel like there are a lot of people on autopilot, and we're gonna see a lot of people in this video kind of like just realizing, like
go try to, if you think that you should be entitled to the land, then go get it and claim it. And then when the U.S. military comes and it's like, hey, you know, I don't really know how bad you want this. And then all of a sudden it's not yours anymore. Because, I mean, if you can't protect it, then you can't own it. There's no godfathering into land, you know?
Like, oh my God, I pay to live. We're going to see a lot of that. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I was going to say, like, and that's the land given to us by God. We have to buy it. But here's the thing. Even if you buy it, in most states, you don't even own it because the government can take it at any time through eminent domain.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, that's a given. I'm just saying it's
just.
Yeah, that is true. Like, my mom's having to go through that. They're going to build a turnpike through her house, you know, and she's lived there a long time. It's like, surprise.
Crazy.
It's just funny though. We're gonna see a lot of this in this video. Anyways, this guy's talking about holidays or conspiracy.
Oh God.
Here we go. This is great.
These holidays are not just, I keep telling y'all, these holidays are not just because. So turkey sales are $6 billion annually. So this holiday is all about money, just like all the holidays are.
Okay. He's not tripping. Let's really break it down. Before we get into what Christmas shopping was like and Black Friday on 1994 compared to now, you got the three big ones back to back, right? Oh man, hold on. They're just barging in. Look at them. Holy shit. I never experienced nothing like that. Some people would even say that this is a conspiracy.
Headed to get the Furbies?
That the government hired these people to film, to come and bum rush the mall while they film it. I'm just saying, this is where the world's at. This is what you find when you're scrolling on this fucking thing.
Yeah.
But think about it. You got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or Hanukkah. You're lighting candles and shit, okay?
Yeah.
So you got Halloween, candy, People love that. They get hooked on candy. Okay, you got costumes. You're buying nonsense, right? Generally, if you're old enough, you're gonna go get hammered at a Halloween party. You're gonna try and have some sex and some candy.
Why not?
Okay, all right. Next thing you know, you got to, God forbid, you have kids. You got to buy them fucking costumes. All right, the guy wants to be Spider-Man. You get the point. All right. Next thing you know, not even a month later, you got Thanksgiving. When's the last time you fucking just had gravy? Sipping that gravy out of a cup?
Never.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. Once a year.
That's it.
My point is, though, is it's another one back to back. Then you got fucking Christmas. All right? And I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of people out here on the internet that
It's probably to bail out all the companies at the end of every year, if you think about it. I kind of get what he's saying, but yeah, as a kid, you're always like, oh yeah, like it's the end of the year. We got holiday after holiday after holiday of all these companies are like, damn, we need to make some money.
want to cancel the holidays. Well, guess what? Those are all single people. Because if you have a girlfriend, good fucking luck. You ain't canceling shit.
No.
And forget about the whole one gift thing. What are you going to do on Christmas? Give your kid one gift?
Here you go, son. I like you a little.
One gift. Try that with your girlfriend. One gift, please. I'd love to see how that turns out. But I'm just saying, we're not even going to get into Valentine's Day or Easter presents, okay? That's another upper echelons of society, the Easter gifts. We're not even going to go there. But my point is, then you got birthdays.
You guys getting gifts on Easter? Am I getting missed up here?
Birthdays too, right? Like, I don't care about my birthday. Nate, do you really care about your birthday?
Not really.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I'm just saying, though, it kind of is a ploy. I mean, it really is. I mean, just look at this, Nate.
Yeah, after like 25, it's like, ah, damn, another birthday? Shit, man. Not another one.
Go ahead, say what you're going to say, but I'm going to let this play in the background.
Well, I was going to also add, too, like, I used to think the fourth quarter, like what you just said, October, November, and December, those were the big holiday months. I used to work at a grocery store, and they were packed. But then you realize when that's gone, you're like, oh, wait, we have New Year's Eve. We have
I
Valentine's
forgot about New Year's
Day.
Eve.
We have, what is it, St. Patrick's Day. We have whatever the hell's in April. Then you have, like, Mother's Day, Father's Day,
Columbus
4th of
Day.
July. Yeah, it's like you have holidays in every month, and you're like, oh, these are all, most of them just cash grabs.
Yeah.
Sure, what they represent is something good, maybe. But at the same time, it's just there for money.
And don't forget about Black Friday, which is what we're watching right now.
Yeah.
And Black Friday with a bunch of white people barging the mall. I'm telling you, this is probably
that was George Costanza from Seinfeld.
I've never experienced, but put it this way. This is 1994. This is like people barging the retail outlets. Okay, let's fast forward towards today where people are like, let's cancel the holidays. This is the most recent Black Friday.
Hey, at least none of them were on their phones.
Yeah, but right here, look. No one's there.
No, it's regular.
Guys,
and
what?
it's kind of
Yeah, but that's probably a Walmart in like, the middle of nowhere. The Walmart in my hometown was like one of the most grossing Walmarts in all of America. And it had a huge parking lot, and that parking lot always had cars in it. And it's still like that to this day.
kind of a good thing, though. Like,
that's a regular day at Walmart on Black Friday.
Look, I don't want to say, I don't want to, yeah, right? I don't want to say giving people gifts and having fun and spending time with family is a bad thing. But there are a lot of people, they're waking up to it. Like, why? Why do we, it's like every year, it never stops. Anyways, let's switch gears a little bit. This chick's waking up big time right here. Get ready for this one. This is the holy grail of like snapping out of it.
Maryland.
This is the classic.
Are we working? Like, why? How did that happen? We were born on a planet, and because we were born here, we just have to pay to exist. Or like, did you know that there's just some plants that are illegal? Like there's a plant that grows out of the ground, and they're like illegal. How is it illegal if it is just naturally existing? Why is the tax code so complicated? Why can I only get health insurance during open enrollment periods? How is there no maternity leave in this country? Guys, I think we went too far. I think we kind of like missed the plot.
She's okay. I'm not laughing at her. It's just funny because I was like 17 years old, like going, none of this makes any sense. Yeah, take that from me. My point is, she's got points. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just saying it's kind of like, what are you going to do about it? And to be fair, let's just keep it 101 Dalmatians. if we were living in a hut in the woods, money doesn't exist, we're still gonna be working. Like, it ain't gonna be that great. We have no AC, we have no heat. Okay, I'm trying to fight off some kind of animal, a polar bear.
Yeah.
You know, I'm up in a.
And that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you were born in this set in time and everything's already established. So you've never had to do anything, which is probably why you're in your mid 20s and you're just now having these thoughts. Or you could have been born in a rainforest and eaten by a tiger when you were 3 years old. You know, it's like, you gotta take something with it, you know?
Alaska, you know, like, how are you even living?
You got one hammock for sex,
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
wait your turn.
Exactly. Okay, everyone's trying to have sex with your woman. All right, it's not good. No, I'm not making light. I'm just saying I think there's always been a level of work. But yes, she is right.
I do remember watching Tarzan and then they lived in like those tree houses. That would have been pretty sick.
About, you know, some things are a little absurd with some of these rules. Anyways, let's switch gears one more time. We're to the black man, the wise black man once said. No, I'm just joking. He goes, this guy goes, social media made the world weird.
Oh, yeah?
All right, let's get into it. I agree with him. I think a lot of this stems from.
I think it was already weird. Social media just like gave all the people that like the weird stuff an outlet to like all come together and make more weird stuff.
From just this.
Definitely.
Man, y'all ever just sat back and just thought about how weird life is right now? Like, we really, like 10 plus years ago, we really created an app that gave people a social score, gave people this certification badge, and we really used that to judge people in real life. Like 90% of the world really use social media to judge people in real life. Like,
I pray. He's got a valid point.
He really does.
He does. I mean, think about it like this. This is how weird it is. Two dudes rambling about other dudes rambling on their phones.
While another dude watches two dudes watch one dude ramble on his phone. The future is now.
To make a living, to pay for the land that we're confused on how they're charging us for.
And the holidays.
He's got a point, but what I think Denzel Washington, I know he's a famous actor, but this guy makes a point right here. Hear him out. But this makes a lot of sense about the social media thing. And I agree with it.
In real life, like.
Right here.
I pray for your generation because we did not have to deal with what you've had to deal with. And it's our fault for putting it in your hands. There were no 9 million opinions of every moment of my day.
No documentation.
People that
of it.
like you and then suddenly they hate you and you don't
It's
understand
gross.
why. And
Yeah.
I never had, I don't even know what you call it, an Instagram account. Never had one. Link, what's the other name?
LinkedIn.
Twitter. I don't have any of those things.
You don't have a LinkedIn?
No. I have a Cadillac.
I love Denzel Washington. He's wise beyond his years.
Yeah, he one time said it too. He was like, making movies isn't hard. He's like, you show up and you do a thing. You're playing pretend in a camera. He goes, I'm blessed. And that's the same thing with what I'm doing here, but it's kind of trippy that's a real thing. Like, you are kind of judged off of slightly. I don't want to say it's always, but it's getting to a point where even if you're, like when I was bartending, for instance, one bar I worked at, they literally were, they looked at how many followers I had on my Instagram. I'm not kidding. This was real. They wanted me to post when I was working shifts. And then when I didn't post, I was like, I'm not doing any of that.
That's pretty common now. And I never realized that the employer probably makes those people do that. But I have quite a few friends in that industry. And now that I think about it, yeah, they're always posting like where they're working that night, come in, which is good. I mean, yeah, plus you get to see your buds. I ain't got nothing against that. But I can see why you could kind of feel like that was weird.
Guess what? They took my shifts away.
It's insane.
I'm not kidding. I quit. I got a
Damn, that's harsh.
new job that didn't care about that. I'm not saying it's to that level, But it is getting to that point where it's like, oh, you want to be a successful plumber? Your Instagram's got to be on point. Like, I feel like that's where it's heading.
Dude, for comedians, it's the exact same way, too, where some comedians will be very funny, but they don't have, like, a super enormous Instagram or TikTok following or YouTube following, and they won't get shit. And then you got somebody who, you know, might be way less funny than that person getting booked because they have 100,000 Instagram followers.
No, okay, exactly.
It's the same thing.
But if they have 100,000 Instagram followers, they're probably pretty funny.
Yeah. But it's also getting to the point where it's just regular people.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. Anyway, speaking of some more bizarre stuff, this guy goes, really makes no effing sense how taking pictures of yourself without clothes on is selling your body, but destroying your back permanently at a warehouse in service of investors and shareholders while you get paid at minimum wage isn't. So it's basically...
Can't argue with
like
that.
Doing hard labor is, you're telling me it's not selling your body. It kind of makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not a hot woman, so I don't have that luxury.
Wait, you're not?
No, I mean, I could be, but we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. That's deep shit.
I never ask, so
something to think about. Anyways, as a New Yorker, can someone please explain to me why this is what you guys come here to see? It's just a bunch of ads.
Oh, man.
Look, it's just literally advertisements everywhere.
And it's cold.
But here's the funny thing, right?
That's my city.
About the ads. even if you're not in New York, if you just drive down one of your main roads and you actually look at all the billboards, you look at everything, it's all like that. It's basically everywhere. I mean, It really is. It's kind of no getting around it. I mean, this is just an extreme level.
It's basically just TV everywhere you look.
Yeah, we are a product of our environment. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that movie, They Live. Basically, this guy, he gets these like special glasses. When he puts the glasses on, when he looks at all these billboards, instead of just seeing a picture of like, you know, a guy and a girl holding a hand, when he puts the glasses on, it's like create a family. And then when he like looks at another ad for like McDonald's, instead of saying burgers, it says buy more. So when he puts the glasses on, he starts to see like basically what this guy's seeing right now. He's like, why are there all these ads everywhere? It's funny. It's to get you to buy shit.
So many people take pictures in these cities, like in New York City and Times Square, and you're like, oh, this picture is also an ad for Coca-Cola or M&M's because it's right behind you.
It's a 2-for-1 special,
it's
baby.
Insane.
Yeah, but you know, it's all ads nowadays, man.
I guess Vegas is the same way. But I mean, that's what that place is. It's like a place to go spend money. That's all it is.
It's true. It's everything. All right, pivot a little bit more. This guy goes, can't believe we're really being held hostage by boomers. I think this person missed the message here. This one's a little trippy. In 1997, the President of the United States was born in 1946. In 2007, the President of the United States was born in 1946. Nate, you want to read the last two?
Yeah. In 2017, the President of the United States was born in 1946, and in 2027, the President of the United States was born in 1946.
But all this guy got all this guy got from it was we're being held hostage by boomers. But what I see, we're going to crack it open, we're going to see help, we're going to see the wow, wow, wow. We'll see through the bullshit. All I see is a bunch of presidents bunch of dudes who were born into it. You hear the thing about bloodline. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
The club.
These people have been promised since get-go. So basically, they're just going through the people that were promised, and they were promised a long time ago. I don't think there's... that's what I got from it. But you guys do your own math on this. You guys do it up. We're just talking shit here, having fun. Yeah. I don't know anything anymore. As you could tell, no one really does.
No.
Anyways, keep this party. But it's kind of funny to think about, though.
No, it is, yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of a weird coincidence. Because what would that be? That'd be Clinton, Obama, and Trump.
All right.
Oh, born 1946.
Keep it moving. This dude goes, I love this guy, this old the grandpa guy. He goes, hard truth. A 3% raise isn't a raise if inflation is 8%. He goes, a 2-week vacation isn't a treat if you're trapped for 50 of the other weeks. A Rolex isn't a flex if someone still dictates your time. A home isn't an asset if you have to spend 40 years of your life to pay it off.
Facts.
Even Grandpa's like, he's like still figuring it out, you know. 80-year-old cat just going, I see through the bullshit.
Brilliant. That smile, I love it.
That's everybody now, though. All right, this one's trippy. I love the food shit.
That's the thing too. Everyone's like, "Oh, I bought a house." Like, did you? Did you just buy that house?
They finally implemented some of those like digital price tags at the grocery stores where they like change the prices. I mean, I guess it could save money on like printing new pieces of paper, but anyways, let's check it out. It's kind of bizarre.
Okay, so these are the new digital price.
Get ready.
Screens. So the whole goal of these is to adjust the prices on the items
price. 90 cents.
as they become more in demand. So for example, right now these are 90 cents. Let's say around 6 o'clock or during the busier time, these will go up to $1. And they'll fluctuate based off of demand.
No. Yeah, that's the best, dude. I mean, I get it in an aspect of like saving money.
I don't go to a fancy enough grocery store to have digital price tags. I honestly don't know if I've been to one that had digital.
From printing paper? Like,
Yeah.
I guess.
Unless Walmart has them.
I mean, I don't know how much those LCD screens cost, though. Maybe it's the same fucking price.
Says Walmart rolls back DEI programs.
Who knows?
No idea. Yeah.
Then you have somebody programming them and changing them with Photoshop. It's probably the same price. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, it's the price changing that's a huge fucking problem.
Yeah, you dig a hole, you make a pile. There's really no kind of getting around it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy to think that there's like surge pricing, like with Ubers. It's like the same shit. Like that's going to happen everywhere.
We don't price gouge.
What if that starts happening? I guess that does happen with my electricity in my house. It kind of happens with that.
Prices just go up?
Yeah. Well, it's up and down. Like some months it surges higher. Some months, in the summer it's more expensive.
Try buying insurance during hurricane season, Jack.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Talk about prices.
Anyways, but here's one. Did someone say boycott? There's a big boycott going on against Walmart, apparently, but it's not for the prices. Guess what it's about? Real quick.
If you have any doubts about boycotting certain establishments, 1 second, please.
Did you guess yet? It's about the LGBTQ. So a lot of these big companies, this is no shade. We're not going down saying anything's right or wrong or cut your wiener off. We don't care. We're just saying that a lot of these companies were doing this big, kind of rainbow thing, right? Where, but a lot of these companies like Walmart, Toyota, like this one right here, Toyota has announced it will no longer sponsor the LGBTQ parades and events, will no longer make efforts to promote diversity, equality, and inclusion. Your thoughts, all opinions welcome. I think a lot of most people, it's such a finite amount of cats that are like this whole alphabet situation going on, the reverse alphabet thing. It's most people have already been like, what's going on? It's just a finite, but now people want to boycott these companies, and it's like, what are you supposed to do?
Well, that's the same tactic they used the first time. It was like, oh, you're not going to do this. And then they did it. And then they lost money from the people who actually have money and their other investors. And now they're taking it off to try to win back the trust of the people that they let down the first time. And now they are just going to go and be like, oh, well, why are you taking away our sponsorship, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know, man. That's a double-edged sword.
Back to the advertising. If you just advertise to these people, it's like a small fraction of society.
Exactly.
The masses, most people, it's like, I like women when the woman likes a man, and it's like, it's pretty regular life. It's funny that this is even a conversation.
Well, it's also insane too, because people get mad at corporations for not doing that, and then when they do it, it's like they're hypocrites anyway, because it's like, oh, Nike cares about all these progressive issues, but there's still Asian kids making their shoes for 5 cents a day, trying to jump out of windows.
When my child turns,
that's not totally true.
He's going to learn a little thing called hard work. He's going to Indonesia, baby.
That's
Anyways, let's keep
Yeah.
let's keep this party moving. It's just this is what's going on though.
Hey, we don't know what to tell you.
Pretty bizarre. All right, this is going on in Denver apparently. No license, no registration, no problem.
One thing I've noticed a lot in Denver, Colorado, is there are a lot of cars being driven around with no license plates. Isn't it kind of weird that people
I love how she's at like some sketch motel as well to do this.
can come into our country, get a car, drive without being registered, but if you and I drove even a week without registering our car, we'd get a ticket?
Jack is fuming right now.
No.
I agree with that though, because I see so many paper tags from like June and July. Hell, I see cars with no tags, just like that one. And then I'm supposed to do the right thing and do, it's like,
You know what it is? Technically, we're not going to go down the rabbit hole about being a traveler and all driving versus traveling. We're not
I'm a sovereign citizen.
going to do that. But technically, the DMV is a third party. Technically, y'all could do your homework on that. But for the truth is I don't want to deal with it. Like, technically, I don't need to have any of that stuff. But do I really want to have to get pulled over all the time and argue with the cop? No, I don't. Like, I fucking don't.
It's an uphill battle.
But I see more of this happening, and it's going to continue to happen. And I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. It's probably not the best, but but it's fun. It's funny though, because it's like I'm conditioned to where if I don't do this, I'm getting in trouble.
Which is a good thing. That's how society functions normally.
It's like really legal or not. Just like the plants. The illegal plants, right? Who owns this rock? Same shit. Anyways, just something to think about. Apparently this is a really big deal in Denver, though.
Without registering our car, we'd get a ticket?
I can't be the only one that this is happening to. My friend, I know you're watching this. When you go to the grocery store, do you run into people who are literal NPCs? And I'm talking about the early 2000s type of video game character. They run...
Okay, so an NPC is a non-playable character. Just in case anybody didn't know that, it's like the background character in a video game that's just walking. They don't really do anything. It's just a...
I mean, this dude kind of looks like an NPC, though. Like, why is he trying to hide his neck so bad? He's got his jacket zipped all the way up. He's wearing a hooded sweatshirt. And then he's got his beanie pulled all the way over his ears. And if I'm looking over here, there's not even any snow on the ground. So,
You're playing Grand Theft Auto,
Who's the
you
real
punch
NPC?
someone who's just standing there.
Yeah,
They're an NPC.
They're an NPC. Okay, so now there's like this conspiracy out there where it's like people are really that in real life. Like, like the birds have batteries in them. Like that kind of situation. Anyways, this guy, he's kind of got a point. I know. It's wild stuff. We're just having fun here.
Into the wall, they glitch out. It's like they're glitching out in real life. I'm standing there in the aisle, and these people are literally running into me. They are running into me. They have no sense of direction anymore.
No.
And I know, excuse me and all of...
Probably because you look like you have a gun.
that has been out the door for quite some time. Although I still use my manners. I know a lot of people do, but the majority don't, and it just keeps getting worse and worse each generation. Now, I've talked about people's behavior for a long time, but I've...
And you can give them the, oh, excuse me.
Notice they're getting more and more robotic. It's like they're just assimilated right into the Matrix, and they have no human condition to them anymore. I'm praying for them. I'm praying for their soul. But what do you see out there, guys? Leave a comment and tell me, what do you think?
It does happen.
But full circle here from the guy on the train at 6 a.m. Sometimes like I'm just going about. Like I feel like we all get in autopilot sometimes. It's like wake up, go to work, eat the food, do this. And sometimes like some of this shit's mundane. Like I don't think it's I think everybody has the capability to be just an autopilot. That's really how I feel. Like I do it. You probably do it. That guy just talking, he probably does it too. Like, he could have been the guy sitting on the train. You get what I'm saying? Like, at 6 a.m. So, I don't know. I don't really believe in, like, there's really just, like, bots out here. Like,
I don't think they are.
I don't believe that.
I do think you can get close to that. Like, if you really don't take care of yourself and you're kind of trapped in a life you don't want to live, you kind of just go on autopilot all the time.
Yeah, like more so than others.
Yeah.
But
I don't believe in NPCs.
Yeah.
Like real life NPCs.
I'm not going to play this guy's thing. I'm going to sum this guy's up. It's way too long. But this dude's realizing the older he gets, he's realizing the older I get, the less I know. So he was talking about how he's really in tune with the phone, which I think is a big thing, right? Which makes things seem crazier than they probably actually are. But he was saying how he has another friend who knows nothing about anything on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. All this guy knows is building stuff and carpentry and, you know, fixing his truck and like growing a garden. And so he was saying after really getting to know this guy, he's like, I thought I knew what was up. It turns out this guy, who I thought wasn't in tune, knows more than everybody. So it's just kind of something to think about, like who really knows what's up?
Truly.
That's kind of where I'm getting at with that. But let's end on a positive note. We're going to end on a high one. This is something to take home with you. Just a little inspiration here. This dude goes, talking about his father. He goes, before he died, a father said to his son, here's a watch that your grandfather gave to me. It's almost 200 years old. He goes, before I give it to you, he goes, take it to the jewelry store and try to sell it. See how much they offer you. We're going somewhere with this. The son went to the jewelry store, came back to his father and said, they offered me $150. They said it's too old. His father said, okay, now go to the pawn shop. He goes, okay. Because the son went to the pawn shop, came back, and the pawn shop offered him $10. Said it looks too worn out. His father goes, all right, take the watch to the museum and see what they say about it. So the boy went to the museum, came back, and said to his father, the curator offered me $500,000 for this very rare piece to be included in their precious antiques collection.
Wow.
Okay, this is where we're going with this. The father said, I wanted to let you know that the right place values you in the right way. Don't find yourself in the wrong place and get angry if you are not valued. Those that know your value are those who appreciate you. Don't stay in a place where nobody sees your value.
That's beautiful.
That was just something I wanted to put
Wow.
in here. I thought that was
really
dope.
good.
It's also like perspective too. And so anyways, you guys can check out my homie Nate's.
Good stuff. Good stuff. You think everything is fine and normal until you start talking to people. Yeah, or driving traffic. That is too, man. Like the driving environment has drastically changed in the 12, 13 years that I've been driving. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said. So why do you got to pay for your own land? Because a stronger dude with a gun got there before you. No one has any holiday cheer, and you're extremely lucky to even get a smile when you go to like the grocery store. Oh, check this guy out. The NPC thing is legit. I've observed people in enough cities to know that only a certain percentage are real. There are always people you meet that seem empty, like they're being piloted by something else. And then the rare salt of the earth people that are just so warm and kind and real. The majority of people are very shallow and basic. If you try to talk about any topic with depth, their eyes glaze over and they glitch out. Oh no, there's a thread on this. Oh, goodness gracious. It says, yes, I started to test people around me. Back on 2013, oh, this guy's NPC. Back in 2013, when I learned about it, and 100% is real, I can already tell the IQ level of this person by the way that they dictate their sentences. You can actually see them change their answer and act like they never said anything different. You see they're on autopilot in their eyes, and even if you show a bit of interest or surprise, you can see he auto-write erasing, what is this guy talking about? And going back to zombie stage right in front of you. That made it easier for me not to care about others' opinions and felt better living alone from dummies. Westworld is a good series to watch. Oh my goodness gracious. My girlfriend said she wanted to watch for Christmas. I told her there was already a clock on the stove. Oh, that's rough. All right, let's check out one more. I gotta go check on the dog real quick.
You're broke.
Ooh,
And
fancy
then other
sweater.
people
All
are.
right, 2-minute break. All right, we're back.
Like, you got 10 grand? Holy shit. You know what I mean? You're loaded. But that's what Big Ward was talking about in this video. I'll leave that down below. But we're going to dig deep here, dude. Like, being broke is just a totally different animal coming up here. We're just going to call it 2025. It is what it is. We're going to have some fun here today.
Tell me something that a broke person always has money to buy. I'll go first. Lotto tickets, restaurant food, beer and liquor, nicotine like cigarettes or a vape pen, other things that you smoke or may not inhale, concert tickets, gas station food. This is a big one. Before you throw shade at this, and why are we picking on poor people? I was one of these people not so long ago. I grew up in this kind of household. It takes one to know one. I was one of them, and I hope that everyone can be inspired from this. Everybody should be rich.
Well, the good news is, according to Big Ward, 10 grand, you rich, bitch. You hood rich Ricky. You know what I'm saying? You big chillin'. But, okay, so my perception of broke is like you can't afford to do like anything. So that's what we're basically talking about in this video. And considering the fact that most people are technically broke, you know, they're not going to stop living their lives. All right? And we're going to dig deep here. All right? We're going to have some fun.
So I'm a waitress. I'm a server. And me and my family went out to dinner last night. We went to Ruth Chris. The bill was like $600, okay? After the discount. So my family's freaking out. My uncle's literally trying to take the tip. They like, leave that nigga $50. And I was like, y'all, I'm a server. Like, please, you need to tip people when you go out to dinner.
Leave that nigga $50. I was in the restaurant business a long time. That's a normal thing, dude. I can't tell you. I bartended a long time. You know, the amount of credit cards that declined on a nightly basis, it's pretty funny, actually. We would make bets about how much you want to bet this fucking guy doesn't tip. How much you want to bet? But then it was kind of like I was putting it into the ether. You know, it's kind of like with that attitude.
That falls on what I was saying earlier, though. Like, if the price of the meal is so high, people are not going to tip. That's just how it is.
Anyways, this is how bad it's got, though. Polite reminder to all customers. Please do not order food if you're not going to leave a minimum of a 25% tip. That's a bit absurd. 25%? You're fucking tripping, dude. 20%'s fine. But they reach in with that 5% shit. But they do have a point. But that's a big thing. That, like, maybe this has been going on a long time, but it's real.
I don't know. It's not automatic. The tip is not automatic. Like, I'm always willing to tip when I go out. But, like, if you're not doing the basics, like, then why would I feel obligated to give you more? Like, if the restaurant needs money, then they're just going to raise the prices.
Really funny to me how many people just go out to eat and they can't afford it. Like, I make pretty good money. And I have to tell my chick all the time, like, no. Come on. No, we can't go out again. But this dude's like, expensive birthday dinners are unfair. And I get it.
It's unfair when someone chooses a really expensive restaurant for a birthday dinner, and it's causing this disagreement with a friend right now, where for his birthday he chose a restaurant and the cheapest entree is $41, and so I didn't go, and now he's mad at me.
I've had to tell people no so many times, but this is the big one right here. This one gets me. We're going to get deep in this video. We're starting out real light here, okay? Just have a chill time. I'd offer you a hit, but guess what? You can't afford it, and neither can I. We gotta stay lasered here, all right? No fucking around.
Hey, how y'all be going on all them trips and vacations? This your 8th vacation. How? Like, what job? There's no way you get that much PTO. No fucking way.
I've never had paid time off in my life. I've never had a job where they're just like, yeah, we'll pay you to go on vacation.
I've had PTO, but the problem with that is most places are only going to hire the bare minimum number of bodies it takes to cover the amount of hours that the place is open. So trying to get off for that said PTO can be like jumping through flaming hoops and somersaulting and stuff like that, because it's like, oh, well, Jim already had off that day, and then you pick another day. Oh, well, Brian's off that day. It's like, that can be the issue with PTO, especially if you're like not going to book it in advance. Like most of the time, if I schedule something and I got off, like especially a full week, it had to been like 4, 5, 6 months in advance. But like any spur of the moment trip, but he's like, hey, you want to go do blah, blah, blah. Like, probably can't get off.
That didn't exist for me. I don't think that exists for most people. And I'm going to be real with you. There's quite a few people that I know personally where I'm like, dude, you're in New York again. I'm like, dog, you still owe me $50. True story. And if you're watching this right now, you know my Zelle information, Big Daddy. Come on, you know I love you. But get it together. We're in our 30s. I shouldn't even be asking. I actually just remembered, like I forgot all about that. Motherfucker stole me $50. Go on the most vacations I've ever seen. But even some other cats, like granted they make really great money, but I'm like, it still doesn't add up.
I don't know. I look at it as if I give someone money, I just plan to never get it back. So that's why I never like give people large